It's lining up to be a bumper day at the theater on June 28th, but some titles are packing more of a punch than others. We would know. We've spent the last couple weeks reviewing the data and insights from you, the audience. Combined with the brains of the handy expert analysts at Popcorn HQ, here's our quick review on just how anticipation is shaping up for 3 of this weekend's releases. Let's start off strong with the hotly anticipated A Quiet Place Day 1. Our research shows that audiences were hooked by the trailer's opening, which features Lupita Nyong'o and her cat dodging alien attacks. The burning question of whether the cat will survive, who cares about the humans, has kept audiences glued to the screen, with attention retention metric exceeding industry benchmarks by 27%. It has even sparked a lively online debate and several industry articles about the cat's fate, with our social listening revealing that it was the single most talked about topic related to the film. But can the curious fate of the cat be enough to carry the film to box office success? Well, in addition to the gripping hook, the film boasts an impressive pedigree, with the previous 2 installments in the franchise grossing $341 and $297 million at the global box office, on budgets of just $17 and $61 million respectively. And the studio knows this well, creating the cat featurette, with Lupita Nyong'o discussing how she fell in love with her 2 feline co-stars, Nico and Schnitzel, which got over 100,000 views on YouTube. The studio did treat us to this cool Soundwave poster, but the response from fans was mixed. While most loved it, the abstract concept did leave around a third of people scratching their heads, leading to poor overall reception. Given the audience's tepid reception of prequels this summer, particularly when they're lacking original cast members and centered on female leads, it is surprising the marketing and PR teams are feeling this confident and are not doing more, like effectively engaging adjacent audiences. For example, just over a third of Day 1's key audience either play or enjoy watching playthroughs of survival horror games, making the gaming community ripe for the picking. They could have collaborated with a game like Dying Light to create an alien villain DLC, giving fans a taste of the A Quiet Place universe in an interactive format. It's these kind of cross-media opportunities that audiences are craving. There's even a Reddit thread asking for exactly this. We're also eager to see how things pan out for Horizon and American Saga. The dangers of the Wild West extend past the literal and all the way to the box office, as titles attempting to best the notoriously tough category often only see tumbleweeds in return. Considering only 8 westerns have broken the 100 million mark domestically and only 16 worldwide, Horizon's $100 million budget is a big gamble. But Costner seems to be galloping into the desert with full confidence after dropping $38 million of his own bucks into the film and starring in many a social media clip. It's not just his Dances with Wolves success that he's got propping up his ego, it's his comment sections. The women of the internet are hungry for more Kevin, drowning out the possibility for balanced discourse around the movie as they chomp at the bit for his latest content. But historically, westerns have relied heavily on male audiences, and despite recent shifts in the genre, is still primarily male-leaning. Following a 7-minute emotional standing ovation at Cannes, early critic reviews haven't been overly kind to Horizon, dubbing it an incoherent disaster. But considering that Cannes and critic reviews often have little correlation with box office results, who needs coherence when you're aging like a fine wine? Well, still Horizon, because more importantly, what doesn't bode well is the much lower than average trailer views, totaling at just under 12 million across 4 videos. Their promotional material pales in comparison to Day 1's 40 million views across just 2 videos. What is fortunate for Costner and co. is the relatively small audience overlap for Horizon and A Quiet Place, meaning they won't have to compete for attention on release day. The main battlefield between the 2 films takes place in the 30 to 35 age group, with whom A Quiet Place is predicted to take the lead, but Horizon comes into its element, dominating the attention of older audiences. Last and quite possibly least, Christy Hall has us asking if it's going to be Daddy No or Daddy Whoa for Penn and Johnson's intimate new flick. The low-budget, anti-blockbuster is here to curb the fantasy movie trend with its pop at showing real human connection on the big screen. But is that even what people want?
What do you want?
Whilst art isn't supposed to appeal to everyone, it should at least be promoted to reach its target audience. And judging by these graphics, we're not sure their heart is fully in it. Garnering a small but divisive reaction, the 101-minute cab ride might not be the recovery from Madam Web that Johnson was looking for. But at least in this one, Daddy is alive, or is he? Confusing title aside, it's got the big names and the glowing reviews. So why are 50% of its small audience still unimpressed with the trailers? Research shows that viewers overwhelmingly value authenticity and reliability of characters, especially Gen Z. Take Day 1, for example, where audience perception of the lead female protagonist was viewed as 5 times more authentic than Johnson's character. Failing to strike that chord with half of their audience and instead being perceived as pretentious and creepy, it looks like Daddyo might be the one who's got a lot to learn. The other half, well, they're positively refreshed by the conversation sparking magnetism. There's really no middle ground, as many of those that have caught previews are withdrawing their harsh criticism to note that the film pleasantly surprised them. But is their uninspiring marketing limiting their ability to surprise a wider audience? A further nail in the coffin of Daddyo's potential is the stiff competition. What could have been a potential fanbase of artistically aligned women are instead more likely to be drawn to watch Horizon or Day 1, whilst the older generations, who are less likely to fuss over character authenticity, will probably still sway towards Horizon, meaning those who might have considered the film will be spending their ticket money elsewhere. Are you heading to see any of these titles this weekend? Let us know in the comments which one and why, and what it was that convinced you to part with your hard-earned cash. Finally, don't forget to head to our website to share your thoughts with the studios and have your opinion heard where it matters.